Be Me 29F, Masters in Critical Gender Theory, with a minor in Interpretive Weavering, curator at the Yonic Void, a non-profit art space in the gentrified part of Portland. We don't sell art, we facilitate dialogues about spatial reclaiming. My job consists of writing grant proposals using words like intersectionality, juxtaposition, and hegemonic structures. Pay is terrible, but my parents pay my rent. They are corporate lawyers. I tell people I'm dismantling the master's house with the master's money. It sounds profound after 3 glasses of biodynamic orange wine. Dating Sven for the past 18 months. Sven is a soft boy. He's 30, works as a freelance barista and conceptual poet. He knits his own beanies and constantly apologizes for taking up space. He once cried because he accidentally stepped on a snail. I thought it was sensitive and evolved. Now I just think he needs iron supplements. It's late October. Decide we need to reconnect with nature. The city is too suffocating, too full of aggressive architectural fallacies. Plan a trip to a remote cabin in the Cascades. Airbnb listing says, rustic, off-grid, decolonized space. Perfect. Pack the vintage VW bus Sven bought with his trust fund allowance. It breaks down every 50 miles, but it has an aesthetic soul. Pack essential supplies. Quinoa, oat milk, 3 changes of vintage flannel, my tarot deck, and Sven's ukulele. Sven packs his journal and a single emergency flare he doesn't know how to use. Drive 4 hours into the mountains. Rain starts. Not a drizzle, a biblical deluge. The Pacific Northwest is trying to drown us. Sven is driving. He's gripping the wheel with white knuckles, hyperventilating. The energy of this storm is very aggressive, babe. I tell him to manifest a safe passage. Windshield wipers fly off. Just snap off and vanish into the gray abyss. Sven screams. Not a manly shout, a high-pitched shriek like a deflating balloon. He swerves. VW bus slides off the mud track. We careen down a small embankment. Crunch. Hit a tree stump. Silence, except for the rain hammering the roof like bullets. We are alive. My glasses are crooked. Sven is sobbing into the steering wheel. My chakras are completely misaligned right now. I check my phone. No service. Of course. Look outside. Mud up to the doors. We are stuck. Sven, go check the damage. I can't go out there, babe. It's violent. Sigh loudly. Adjust my ethically sourced alpaca scarf. Open the door. Step out into ankle-deep sludge. My blundstones are ruined. Walk to the front. Bumper is smashed into the stump. Axle looks bent. I don't know what an axle is, but the metal stick connecting the wheels is shaped like a V. Get back in. We're stranded. Sven starts playing the ukulele to soothe the trauma of the vehicle. I want to punch him. Sit there for 2 hours. Temperature drops. Breath becoming visible. Sven is shivering, wearing 3 sweaters. We're going to die of hypothermia, and I never finished my chapbook. Suddenly, headlights cut through the gloom. Bright, blinding LEDs. The rumble of a diesel engine shakes the ground. A massive black truck appears on the road above us. Lifted mud tires brush guard. It looks like a war machine. It is the embodiment of petromasculinity. It destroys the planet just by idling. I hate it instantly. Truck stops. Driver gets out. Spotlight mounted on the truck points at us. Figure slides down the muddy embankment. Hes Hued, 64, wearing a yellow rain slicker covered in grease and dirt. Beard like steel wool, carrying a heavy chain over his shoulder. Walks up to my window, taps on the glass with a gloved hand. I roll it down. Cold air rushes in. You two all right? Voice is deep, gravelly. Sounds like rocks tumbling in a dryer. We are physically unharmed, I say, projecting authority, but we are emotionally compromised. He stares at me, blinks once. Right, you're stuck. Obviously, the infrastructure of this road is neglected. It's a logging trail, lady, not a road. You're 5 miles past the pavement. He looks at Sven, who is still clutching the ukulele. He hurt. He is processing, I say defensively. Guy snorts. Stay in the car, I'll pull you out. Wait, I say. We don't want to damage the undercarriage further. We require a tow truck. Tow truck won't come up here in this weather. I'm what you got. He turns around, walks to the front of the bus, starts hooking chains to the frame. I turn to Sven. This is problematic. He's clearly a local extractionist, probably voted against our interests. Sven nods, teeth chattering. He has very dark aura, red, aggressive. Guy walks back up, put it in neutral, keep the wheel straight. When I honk, you pray. He climbs back up the hill, gets in his monster truck. Engine roars like a dragon. Chain goes taut. The VW bus groans. We are dragged backward through the mud. Sven screams again. We pop up onto the road. Guy unhooks us, comes back to the window. Axle is shot. You ain't driving this anywhere. Well, what do you suggest? I ask, shivering now. My place is 2 miles up. Cabin, you can wait out the storm there. I got a radio. I look at Sven. He looks like a wet rat. I look at the guy. He looks like a bear that learned to drive. Fine, I say, but we are vegans, and we require separate sleeping quarters. Guy laughs. A dry, humorless sound. Get in the truck. We grab our bags. Climb into the cab of his truck. It smells like sawdust, wet dog and stale coffee. There's a gun rack in the back window. A rifle sits there. My heart rate spikes. Weapon of war. Sven is hyperventilating again. I sit in the middle, thighs touching both men. Sven's leg is skinny, trembling. Guy's leg is like a tree trunk, solid, unmoving. Drive in silence. Arrive at a cabin. It's not the rustic chic Airbnb. This is real rustic. Logs, smoke coming from a chimney. A deer carcass hanging in a shed nearby. Oh God. We go inside. It's warm. Wood stove blasting heat. Furniture is handmade, rough. No Wi-Fi router in sight. I'm Caleb, he says, tossing his keys on a table made of a single slab of oak. I'm Emily, this is Sven. Bathroom is through there. Don't flush anything but toilet paper. Septic is sensitive. He walks to the kitchen, opens a fridge, grabs a beer, doesn't offer us one, cracks it open, takes a long pull. Storm's gonna last all night. Roads will be washed out till morning, maybe Tuesday. Tuesday, I gasp. I have a gallery opening on Wednesday. The silence of the Y chromosome. I cannot miss it. Caleb looks at me. Storm don't care about your schedule, Emily. He starts making food. Cast iron skillet on a gas range. Throws in a slab of butter. Then meat. Red bloody meat. Steak. Sven gags. Excuse me, Sven whispers. Could you perhaps cook that outside? The smell of seared flesh is triggering. Caleb stops. Turns slowly. Spatula in hand. It's raining sideways out there, buddy. I'm cooking dinner. You want some? We are plant-based, I announce firmly. We brought quinoa. Suit yourself. He cooks the steak. The smell fills the cabin. It smells incredible. My mouth waters involuntarily. I suppress it. Internalized carnivorous patriarchy trying to resurface. I cook the quinoa on a small camping stove we brought. It takes forever. Sven eats it sadly. Caleb eats his steak with his hands, wiping grease on his jeans. He looks at Sven. So what do you do, Sven? I'm a poet, Sven says, puffing up his chest slightly. And I facilitate men's crying circles. Caleb stops chewing. You what? I create safe spaces for men to express vulnerability. Caleb stares for a long 10 seconds, then shakes his head. Pass the salt. Night falls. Caleb throws blankets on the floor near the fire. I take the bed. You two camp out here. This is inhospitable, I mutter. Guest rights dictate. My house, my rules. Or you can sleep in the bus. We sleep on the floor. It's hard. Sven tries to cuddle. He feels frail. I look at the bed. Caleb is asleep instantly, snoring softly. A rhythmic deep sound, like a generator. I feel a strange sense of safety. Hate myself for it. Next morning, rain has stopped. Sun is out. Caleb is already up. Smell of coffee and bacon. Sven is still asleep, drooling on my vintage flannel. I get up, walk to the kitchen. Caleb is sharpening a chainsaw. The sound of metal on metal sets my teeth on edge. Coffee, he asks. Points to a pot. Is it fair trade? It's Folgers. I pour a cup. It's black, thick, bitter. It wakes me up instantly. Roads washed out at the bridge, he says. Gonna have to clear some trees to get my truck down to the main highway. Take you into town. I can help, I say. I have taken workshops on self-sufficiency. He looks me up and down. I am wearing high-waisted linen trousers and a silk blouse. Sure, put these on. Tosses me a pair of Carhartt overalls and heavy boots. They are huge. I put them on. I look ridiculous. Sven wakes up. Where are you going? We are going to clear the road. You stay here and... Right. Sven looks relieved. Okay, I need to journal about the trauma of the mud. I leave with Caleb. Outside the air is crisp. Smells like pine and wet earth. We get in the truck. Drive 2 miles down. A massive Douglas fir has fallen across the trail. It's huge. A giant phallic obstacle. Caleb gets out. Fires up the chainsaw. The noise is deafening. He moves with practiced ease. Muscles flexing under his flannel shirt. He attacks the wood. Chips fly everywhere. He looks like a force of nature. I stand there holding a plastic shovel he gave me. I feel useless. He stops the saw. Grab that end. Pull the branches clear. I obey. The branches are heavy, scratchy. I struggle. Break a nail. Curse. Patriarchal lumber, I mutter. Caleb laughs. Tree don't know it's a patriarch, lady. It just fell. We work for an hour. I am sweating. My muscles ache. But it feels good. Real. Tangible. not like writing a thesis on the semiotics of silence. We clear the road. Caleb sits on the tailgate, drinks water from a canteen, offers it to me. I drink. Our fingers brush. His hand is rough, calloused like sandpaper. A jolt of electricity goes through me. I pull back. Thank you. You work good, he says, for a city girl. I am capable, I snap. Women have always been the backbone of agricultural societies. Sure, whatever you say. He looks at me. His eyes are blue, crinkled at the corners. He doesn't look at me like a piece of meat. He looks at me like a puzzle he doesn't want to solve. Why are you with him? The question catches me off guard. Sven, he is my partner. We share values. We are dismantling toxic relationship dynamics. He can't change a tire. He can't start a fire. If the world ended tomorrow, he'd be bare food. Survival skills are not the only measure of a man, I argue. Emotional intelligence is paramount. Emotional intelligence don't keep you warm when the power goes out. He stands up, towers over me. You need someone who can keep you safe. Biology don't care about your theory. I want to slap him. I want to lecture him on biological essentialism. But I can't speak, because he's right. In this moment in these woods, Sven is a liability. Caleb is an asset, and my body knows it. My PhD is screaming no. My ovaries are whispering yes. We drive back to the cabin. Sven is waiting on the porch. He has made a wreath out of twigs. I made this to honor the spirit of the forest, he says, beaming. Caleb looks at the wreath, looks at me, doesn't say a word, just walks inside. I look at Sven. Suddenly he looks like a child, a toddler playing dress-up. The attraction evaporates instantly, replaced by a cold, hard disgust. It's nice, Sven, I lie. Pack our things. Caleb drives us to town. The silence in the truck is heavy. Sven talks about the poem he wrote. It's about the mud. It's terrible. We get to the general store, where the tow truck is waiting. Civilization. Cell service returned. Notifications flood my phone. Emails, Instagram likes, the noise of the world. Caleb stops the truck. End of the line. We get out. Sven runs to the tow truck driver, starting to explain his trauma. I stay by the truck. Look up at Caleb. How much do we owe you? Nothing, just pay it forward. I thank you, you saved us. I did what anyone would do. He looks at me. Intense. Don't marry that guy, Emily. You'll be miserable. Then he gets back in his truck, revs the engine, and drives away. Back up the mountain. Back to the silence. I stand there watching him go. Sven comes over. Oh my God, did you see the emissions on that truck? Disgusting. I'm so glad to be away from that toxic energy. I look at Sven. Shut up, Sven. What, babe, that's verbal violence. I said shut up. Ride back to the city in the tow truck. Break up with Sven the next day. Kick him out of my apartment. He cries. He writes a poem about my cruelty. I don't care. Go to work at the gallery. Sit in my office. Look at the grant proposal on my screen, deconstructing the narrative of linear time in queer spaces. It looks like gibberish. Meaningless word salad. I delete it. Google trade schools near me. Close the tab. I can't do that. I have loans. I have a reputation. I am trapped in the life I built. Go to hardware store on my lunch break. Buy a flannel shirt. A real one, stiff and scratchy. Buy a pocket knife. Go home. Cook a steak. Rare. Eat it alone in my kitchen. It tastes like guilt and iron. And it tastes like the best thing I've ever had. Sometimes I drive my Prius to the edge of the city. Look at the mountains in the distance. Wonder if he's up there, cutting down trees. Living in reality. While I rot down here in the theory. That feeling when you realize the patriarchy is the only thing that kept you alive. And you miss it. Time jump, 6 months later. Still working at the gallery. Soul is slowly withering. Sven is now dating a 20-year-old non-binary interpretive dancer. They have a joint TikTok account where they review Moss. I am alone. Dating apps are a wasteland. Swipe left on polyamorous mixologist. Swipe left on crypto-anarchist looking for a muse. Swipe left on soft dominant. Every man in this city looks like they have never held a shovel. It's a Wednesday. Gallery is hosting a new installation. Menstruation as architecture. It involves red yarn and screaming. I am holding a glass of warm white wine, trying to look engaged. Donor walks up. Rich, older woman, wears chunky turquoise jewelry. Emily, darling, the heating is making a dreadful noise. I listen. Clank, clank, hiss. HVAC system is dying. I sigh. I'll handle it. Go to the basement. Boiler room. It's hot, smells like dust and ozone. Old pipes rattling. I look at the pressure gauge. It's in the red. Panic. If this blows, the yarn installation is ruined, and we lose our funding. I call the building manager. Voicemail. Call the emergency maintenance line. We can be there in 4 hours. Call a random plumber. No answer. I stand there staring at the machine. Think of Caleb. What would he do? He wouldn't deconstruct the socio-economic implications of the boiler. He would fix it. Look at the pipes. See a valve that looks loose. Steam escaping. I look at my hands. Manicured. Soft. I grab a wrench lying on a bench. It's heavy. Cold steel. I grip the valve. It's hot. Burn my hand slightly. Ignore the pain. Strain against it. Use my core. Pilates finally paying off. The valve screeches. Turns. Steam stops. Clanking stops. Silence. I did it. I fixed a thing. Adrenaline rush is better than any academic validation I have ever received. Look at my hand. Grease smear on my palm. Blister forming. I smile. Go back upstairs. Hide the grease hand behind my back. Finish the event. Go home. Open laptop. Look at the draft of my book. The fallacy of gendered labor. Highlight all. Delete. Start typing new document. Title, How to Build a Fire. Write 3 sentences. Realize I don't know how to build a fire. Close laptop. Stare at the ceiling. The void is staring back. Phone rings. Unknown number. Area code is from the mountains. Heart stops. Answer. Hello, Emily. Voice like gravel. Like home. It's him. Caleb. Yeah, look, I found something in my truck. Think it's yours. What is it? A earring. Looks like a little Volvo or something. Gold. It's my feminist empowerment stud. Yes, that's mine. I'm coming down to the city tomorrow. Pick up parts for the tractor. Can I drop it off? My chest tightens. Yes, please. Where you at? I give him the gallery address. All right, see you around noon. Click. He hangs up. No goodbye, no how are you. Efficiency. I can't sleep. Spend 3 hours trying on outfits. Settle on jeans and a white t-shirt. Simple. Practical. Next day. Noon. I am pacing in front of the gallery. A massive Ford F-350 pulls up. Takes up 2 parking spaces. Cyclist yells at him. Caleb ignores the cyclist. Gets out. Wearing clean jeans and a button-down shirt. Still looks like he could wrestle a bit. Walks up to me. Holds out his hand. Tiny gold earring in his massive palm. Here you go. I take it. Our hands touch again. The electricity is still there. Stronger now. Thank you, Caleb. No problem. He looks at the gallery behind me. Looks at the poster of the screaming yarn woman. This where you work? Yes. Huh. He looks at me. You look different. I fixed a boiler yesterday. He raises an eyebrow. Yeah, used a wrench and everything. He smiles. A real smile this time. Teeth white against the beard. Good for you, Emily. Silence. Awkward tension. Do you want to get lunch? I ask. I got a cooler in the truck. Sandwiches. I can eat a sandwich. It's ham. I can eat ham. He looks surprised. All right then. We sit on the tailgate of his truck. In the middle of the city. People staring. Eating ham sandwiches. It's cheap white bread. Mustard. It's delicious. So he says, chewing, how's the poet? Gone he was, structurally unsound. Caleb laughs. Loud. Slaps his knee. Structurally unsound, I like that. He looks at me. Intense blue eyes. You know, I could use a hand up at the cabin next weekend. Got a lot of wood to split before winter really sets in. My heart hammers. I don't know how to split wood. I can teach you, if you're willing to learn. I look at the gallery, at the fake life I built, at the words that mean nothing. I look at his hands. Hands that build. Hands that fix. I'm willing, I say. Good, pick you up Friday at 5. He hops off the tailgate. Closes the cooler. See ya, Emily. Gets in truck. Drives away. I stand there. Grease on my jeans. Ham taste in my mouth. I feel small, but for the first time in my life, I feel solid. Walk back into the gallery. Sit at my desk. Assistant comes in. Emily, we need to discuss the intersectionality of the upcoming exhibit. I look at her. Not now, Jessica. I have to buy some boots. Open laptop. Search steel toe work boots women. Click buy. Maybe I can't dismantle the master's house. But maybe, just maybe, I can learn how to fix the plumbing.